Ship was a very big ship. My ship was the LSF-A. About, um, I believe that one, although I'm not sure. That one might have been the one launched from the roof. There was one launched from the roof. There should be photographic evidence of everything here. That might be the LSF-A, and it might not be. My ship was about 1,200 feet across between these two things and had a huge ring and took about 250 years to build, actually, and was about 2,700 foot tall. About the little fins on it were about 120 feet out across, and those would be those fins right there. And it depends. This one might be the one launched from a roof of a building, and because there's one launched from a roof of a building, and there's one that was launched from the ground. Depends on what's called. This lake, it begins. I mean, there's a thingy over there, and basically it swoops up around here. And this image has actually been reversed. It's actually it's supposed to be the other way. For some reason, they reversed the image. Excuse me. This was actually over here or something like that. I don't really remember exactly how it went, but that's the river. That goes that way, and that meanders over to here or something like that. Anyway, and this, I believe, it sits on between here, between those little things. Although this might be the other one. But basically, that's a hardened metal thing right there, and it actually sits in a big collar that goes around the outside circle. And these are, I believe, 80 feet across, these cones right here. And these, I believe, are 80 stories tall or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. That's 120 feet or 190 feet, depending. And there's 4 of these, as you can see. This thing is massive, like a person would just come up to here. There's actually a picture of Adolf Hitler, or the person that is known to be Adolf Hitler, the leader of Germany, standing over here next to one of these things gets kicked off or whatever and falls and lands right over here. And there's a picture of him, and he's like this little guy, and he's looking up, and it's 10 stories. Like even on its side, even on its side, it's like 10 stories tall. And the bars are like huge, like come up to his chest or something like that. And it shows his car next to one of them. And that's Adolf Hitler, the leader of Germany. And this says later on, way later on. Anyway, though, but yeah, this thing is like huge, and I forget if this is a walkway or it's a hold down, whatever. There are no stands up high. There's nothing holding it up high. It sits on. See, most rocket ships they're hooked up a different way, but this one had to be hooked only from the bottom because it's so damn big. So anyway, so it sits right here and sits right here, and these things actually hold it down with downward force and actually keep it from rocking from that side to side. Although it's pretty stable because it goes up 1,700 feet, I believe. Although there was one launch from the building that was a little bit smaller. But basically, if this is my ship, it's the LSF-A, and it's huge, massive, like millions of gallons of paint. But anyway, though, and it's launched. There's no launch pad there now. Now it's like the Kennedy Space Center or something. Like I said, I launched years and years and years and years before anybody else, even before Hitler came along. Like I said, there's a picture of Hitler, and he's standing next to that thing, which just lied there rusting for years and years and years. And they assumed that the ship had crashed or all hands had died or something like that. It's like, no, we were still in space. It's a colony ship. It takes billions or millions of years to get anywhere in space. So we were just cruising around out there. I believe they refilled it in space. And it took 2 years or 5 years of the total world output of alcohol to actually be able to get this much. And it's basically filled with water and alcohol, and that's what it is. And something else. Anyway, you'd have to ask Germany about how it was built. Basically, it was built, I don't know, probably around year 1200 or year 1700, somewhere around there. We actually launched it, and it was a long time ago, way before 1960. So yeah. And this is my ship, and the LSF Blackbirds were built to go with the LSF-A were built to go with it. And later on, Kennedy or so the Apollo show, they tried to say that they had launched it, but they hadn't. This is my ship, I believe. Yeah. Although we did launch one from the top of a building or something like that. But anyway, though, yeah, it was really cool. Anyway, there should be lots of photographs of this thing launching and all that, although a lot of them were destroyed and they just kind of tried to redo it as a model or something like that. Anyway, it's a beautiful ship, and I loved it. It was huge. It was huge, like 1,200 feet across, or fuzz under 1,200 feet across, and 2,700 foot tall. It was massive. The biggest ship that ever launched from Earth. And originally crashed here, too. Anyway, yeah, I was always trying to land places. Anyway, I don't really care. I mean, it was a long time ago, and there should be tons and tons of evidence and photographs of that ship and everything else like that. And I was epic, whatever. I was the main computer or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I don't really care, but it's just kind of annoying to see it covered up and forgotten to time and space. It's like, it was epic. It was epic. It was gorgeous. It was a massive, cool ship. It was pledged as the ship. Later on, I think Russia would do some missions and stuff like that. Like, I mean, everybody loved me. I was wonderful. We went to space. We cruised around a lot. Anyway, and that was my launch or whatever. I think it was covered up because I was supposed to be dead by now. According to Nixon and all the other people, I was supposed to, and be dead. But I'm not dead. So I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I also named America. The A also stands for America because I had just purchased America or something like that and all that stuff. So I guess I don't know. I don't really care. It's like, yeah, what am I going to do with another country? Yeah, whatever. So and I was supposed to be dead by now and not making these videos. So which is why they were trying cover up, But it's like they couldn't really cover me up. So anyway, yeah. So and there was lots of other rocket launches and stuff like that. Anyway, and smaller rocket launches. And there's a great Russian Space Academy program. Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, I was epic and I launched, and then other people launched behind me, and, and lots of stuff. Lots of rockets and stuff like that. Like, I'm not really one of those, you can't be epic because I already am. I'm more like, I was epic, and there was others that were epic, and we were all epic together, and I miss all my friends, so, yeah. Anyway, though, but I built the LSF A, and anyway, yeah, and I named America, and it was great, and I was really cool, and people really loved me, and my name is Lucifer Star, and I was like childlike, so because I mean, I was just an epic inventor. I went from star to star to star, and just did my thing. I just known as Little Lucifer, or it's just this little epic inventor. Did a lot of things and all kinds of stuff, and then people tried to kill me and pretend like I never existed, and it was really mean, and rude. So anyway, yeah, and I invented all this stuff, and we went to space, and we cruised around, and lots of people came and cruised around with me, and everybody hung out with the creator, and hung out with them. We did all kinds of really cool stuff, like extreme G-force landings, 12 Gs, yeah. like I said, there's actually a film of a little 1.5 guy like grabbing on a shield and basically riding it down in a spacesuit, and then at the last minute going. It doesn't get more extreme than that. Nothing but a space shield, a spacesuit, and a thermal shield, and he rode it down like a surfboard, and then popped his chute, landed. Crazy little guy, but anyway, yeah, and lots of stuff. So anyway, and it was really cool. So anyway, yeah, and then lots of other space stuff, and there's like 120 other planets with humanoid life forms on there. And others, there's lots of little life wandering around space. Just like cruising around space. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, well, it's space. And there's lots of other matter out there. Lots of other planets. So Richard Nixon and a bunch of other people were trying to say that there was no other planets out there. And it's like, yes, there are. There's lots of planets out there, lots of suns and lots of stars and lots of other life forms. So anyway, and they're all out there, and they're intelligent and smart and cruising around. So what else did life do? So anyway, yeah. So whatever.